Okay guys, so you're going to be doing the guided notes outline. First thing you need is to have your note cards in piles, and they should all be subdivided. See how I have got 1, 2, and 3? So you're going to need to make sure you do the same thing. Once you have that, you're going to want to open to your research packet, the green one, and toward the back you're going to see guided notes outline, which you can see I have up here. So we're going to be tackling the big part of the outline, which is the question number 1's topic sentence, question number 2's topic sentence. These are actually going to be your note cards. So the first thing that you want to do is when you look at your note cards, it says question number 1's topic sentence. Well, this is actually your short name. Okay, so mine is purpose. You can see up here. This entire thing is purpose. So although it may have come from a question like what's the purpose of dogs, now I want to make it into a statement. I've researched it and now I understand that the purpose of dogs is that they're very good for people. So I'm going to end up actually writing that in here. Okay, so I wrote my topic sentence in there. It's not a question, it is now a statement. So instead of asking, is George Washington married, I would say George Washington is married. It needs to be a sentence. All right, so your subtopics are how you end up dividing these. So when you go to look at your note card piles, I've got 1, 2, 3. My first note card pile has to deal with a subpile has to do with families, and that was the purpose, part of the purpose main shortening pile. So when we go to look at this, I'm going to end up typing that families. Okay, well that's not really a sentence, right? They all need to be sentences. So what I'm finding here is that families benefit from dogs. Oops. All right, so guess what the 1, 2, 3, and 4 is? That's space for you to actually type in your note cards. So my first note card, as you can see, in this pile, this sub-pile of families, reads 70% of families own at least one dog, and that was by Byrne, which is my first source. Okay, Byrne, first source. Sorry. So when I go to type this in, it's going to look like this. And it was a quote, so I want to make sure I continue to quote it. 70, oh, this doesn't look right, guys, sorry. There we go. 70% of families own at least one dog. And in parentheses, I'm going to put whatever appears in that corner, which is Byrne. So 70% of families own at least one dog, Byrne. The way that my note card looks, if you can't see it, you should be able to see it. It says 70% of families own at least one dog. Byrne is in the corner. That's what I wrote right here. So it matches up. All right, my next note card I'm going to do, and I'll show you what resulted from it in a second. Here's my next note card. Okay, see, dog friendly in the corner, and dogs and cats give families many things: love, responsibility, and protection. So here's how it ends up looking in the outline. So you can see that dogs and cats give families many things: love, responsibility, and protection. And then I put dog friendly in parentheses. Notice that the period comes at the end. So your period should go at the very end of the parentheses, not in, but on the outside. So notice that this is, the first one is a quote here, period at the end. This one is a summary. There's no quotes around the stuff because I end up summarizing something, but I still put the period at the very end. So you want to do this for all of your note cards. If you run out of room, you can try and use another piece of paper, or you can make a little note to yourself. The next thing you want to worry about, we can do subtopic and the next note cards. The next thing you want to worry about is this transitional sentence. Draw a conclusion about everything stated so far and lead into your next paragraph. So let me show you how to do this. To do this, you need to take a look at your note card piles. The big ones, not the tiny ones. This would be the short name. So I've got purpose for this first one, which is question number 1. Question number 2 was all about types. Okay, so types. So I need to get from purpose to types. So that's actually what I'm going to do in the transition. So in here, I know I need to get from purpose to types. So draw a conclusion about everything stated so far and lead into your next paragraph. So after I've filled all of this in, I realized that dogs actually serve a very positive purpose in people's lives, that they are a very good thing. Now, I know that there's many types of different dogs, so I'm going to want to do one of the following. I can use one of these. These should look very familiar because they are actually the transitions we used in the last essay. Not only, but also, in addition to item 1, item 2, item 1 is, and this is good because item 2, so you can use one of these. I'm going to actually end up using the second one. So this looks like, in addition to their purpose, dogs also have several types or breeds. So I've tried to transition from one big idea, which is question 1, to the next big idea, which is question 2. Question 2 has to deal with breeds. And I'll fill that in when I go to do my note card stack on that. So you end up repeating the same process you did for question number 1 as you did for question number 2, which we know is now the short name. So this stack, which is, I have divided into 2, as you can see because it's up and sideways, okay, has to deal with breeds. So I would say different breeds of dogs. There are different breeds of dogs. So my subtopic, again, just to review, you look at what's on the note cards, you think, okay, why did I divide these again? Oh, I divided this one because this talks about the different breeds that are good for families, and this talks about the different breeds and how they actually happen. So that's what I put underneath the subtopic, and then my note cards go under 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you need to review, rewind and look at what I did underneath number 1. All right, so this is actually how you end up doing the first part of the outline, the conclusion and introduction. You should be able to fill in from all of our work with essays. If you're having difficulty, we will touch base in class. Okay, good luck. Bye-bye.